The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "When the Advocate comes, whom I will send you from the Father, the Spirit of truth, who proceeds from the Father, he will testify to me. And you also testify, because you have been with me from the beginning. I have told you this so that you may not fall away. They will expel you from the synagogues. In fact, the hour is coming when everyone who kills you will think he is offering worship to God. They do this because they have not known either the Father or me. I have told you this, so that when the hour comes, you may remember that I told you." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. For me, personally, this is the most interesting section of the Acts of the Apostles, that is the missionary journeys of St. Paul, usually with his companions. And in the verses just preceding this, Paul, in a vision, hears the people of Macedonia say, "Come and preach to us." Now, this is important because Macedonia is the first time the gospel is brought to the European continent. Ancient Macedonia is the whole kind of northern part of today's Greece, and it was a Roman colony. And St. Paul's first reported convert in Europe we heard about today, this very wealthy businesswoman by the name of Lydia. She was a merchant in fine purple cloth, which is a very expensive commodity, or was an expensive commodity in the ancient world. And Paul and Lydia met on a Sabbath day when they were gathered with other Jewish believers at the regular worship place that is along a river bank. And after Lydia sought baptism for her and her entire household, we assume children, maybe babies, and whoever else was living in her house, Lydia then invited St. Paul and Silas, his companion, to use her home in the Macedonian city of Philippi as the base of their operation. So Lydia's home became the first known church in the European continent. How significant this part of the Acts of the Apostles is. And then, throughout his ministry, the Philippian Christians had sent Paul money. And Paul's letter to the Philippians, maybe you could read it today, it's kind of a background. That letter basically was a note of appreciation to the people of Philippi for their generous gifts. Can't all be missionaries like St. Paul and Silas or St. Damien of Malachi, but we can be like Lydia and the people of Philippi. We can be support of missionaries. Most people here today have given to the annual pastoral appeal. And I would say also most of us have given to some other missionary group. Mary Knoll or the Franciscan Associates, or you name it. Yeah, we've given our money, which is important. I mean, important enough for Paul to write that letter to the Philippians. But once we've given our money, let's also support these hands-on missionaries, like, for example, in the annual pastoral appeal, youth ministers, teachers in our diocese, people in Catholic charities who are arranging adoptions or working for arranging affordable housing for people. Let's support them with our sincere, conscious prayer. I'd like to suggest that today, coming up to Holy Communion, if you've given to, first of all, if you haven't given to the annual pastoral appeal or some other mission society, you should do it. Everybody can give something. But coming up, present to the Lord Jesus in Holy Communion, your fervent petition that he himself will bless and make fruitful the work, the hands-on work of missionaries whom we've supported, like Lydia, with our money. Please stand.